Introduction to civil defence for new councillors, of which there are 4 of us. The rest of you are experts on this and will enjoy it, but we'll hand over to...
Mr Chair, we were asked to prepare a quick presentation
Yes.
on our Kaikoura deployment.
Yes,
Do you want to do that beforehand?
yes, so in discussions with Municipal, we have provided assistance to Upper South Island earthquake relief through staff. So Mrs Robinson and another staff member were involved, so it would be a good opportunity to hear what happened down there and how our council was able to provide assistance.
So Mr Mullins, our civil defence manager, and Kevin Duffy, our building control manager. So we've just got a few photos to show you, and we'll just speak to them and answer the questions that you have. And then Mr Mullins will go through the formal presentation.
And what do we want to do? Show pictures first, Sharon?
So photographs are coming. Are they hands? That's it. So I think I'll start. So we were all deployed last week. And both Ian and I were deployed to Tokoroa, and Kevin was deployed to Tirau district. And we'll talk about that, because we don't know where we went. It was our pleasure to go down and help our colleagues. My real concern was we've been on standby since day 1, so we offered our support straight away. We know when an emergency happens in our district, we're going to need help. We're going to need help fast. And you know, these were districts which were similar to ours, and they were probably even smaller, so they were a lot leaner than we were. The National Civil Defence Emergency Management Centre, they look after all the logistics of getting us there, so a lot of red tape to get our flights and itineraries organised through the National Centre, then to the Christchurch Group Centre, and then to get us into Kaikoura. And so we'll quickly work through these photos and we can speak to the types of learnings that we brought home. So that's Kaikoura. Ian and I flew in a helicopter from Christchurch Airport, and the Arrow is where we landed on the rugby field. We were pretty lucky, we had a gorgeous day. No complaints really about that. Carry on. We'll try and be quick. Yeah. If you're walking along the main core area of Kaikoura, you can't necessarily see a lot of damage. You can see broken trees, there's a couple of buildings that have been taped off, etc. But it's difficult to see the real damage which is out in a rural environment. That was flying, and you can see the railway was wiggling. That's the main tunnels going through on the coast road. Here's Ian, our sit-rep king. Ian and I were in the planning and intel section. Our role is to create plans for the rest of the Emergency Operating Centre to implement, and Ian had to provide a situation report to the controller every day, and he did well. They wanted to hold on to him a bit longer.
It's a position nobody wants, but I seem to get it. I don't know why. The rule of thumb is exactly the same.
That's the Kaikoura District Council building. These poor guys were due to move in on Friday. They just started moving in. It's a brand new building, and the earthquake hit on a Sunday morning, and so it was taken over by some event staff. So as we were leaving, Kaikoura staff were just starting to come back into the building. So, you know, without having that ready to go, it would have been a lot worse. That's a memorial centre with the army trucks there. So we were well fed breakfast, lunch and dinner by the military, and we just had to walk down the road for all of our meals. We worked officially 12-hour shifts, a bit longer when necessary. I think he worked a lot longer than that, so yeah, it didn't seem to be an issue.
12-hour shifts of 7 days. It's great.
We had a good vibe in the centre. I mean, everyone was just there to help each other.
The new council building is not for the earthquake, all right?
Absolutely.
So
Yes.
it was built properly?
I think it had quite a budget, you know.
We
Yes.
had an earthquake a bit of an experience.
So this is just sitting outside the Kaikoura District Council building. That's the view they have. Gorgeous. Every time there was a bit of an earthquake, some people would run out and just watch the dust move off the hills, new slips. So it was quite spectacular. We probably only had a couple of weak rainy, foggy days, and those happen to be the days that we try and fly up in helicopter. So while we're just waiting for those, the types of things that I worked on and the skills that I bring back to this organisation, we became familiar with inputting the rapid assessment data that the building teams would do. I created a business supply chain transition plan and a support to local businesses task plan. So those were plans that we put in place to ensure that Kaikoura could cope without some event staff. So when we all withdrew, what was going to happen? Where were the outstanding staff tasks still as part of the plans? How were they going to carry on to recovery? What were the handovers? For example, if people had phone numbers within the EOP, the Emergency Operating Centre, how were they going to continue to contact people? So I met with a lot of the logistics, welfare and operations managers and just pulled their thoughts into formal plans. Also kept an eye on the rural needs assessment plan where military, Red Cross, welfare and building staff were going out to the isolated communities and just ensuring that areas that needed to be ticked off were ticked off. Before all the big GIS guys turned up on the Monday, the only plans that we had on the wall were things that had been coloured in by Sharon with green highlighter. So the GIS guys really played a big part late in the process. So a little update on that. Thank you to the guys.
Well, Sharon's covered most of it. It was first of all, I thank the council for letting me allowed to go down there. It was better taking part in an exercise than any training basically. So a lot of procedures weren't followed, but we made them up as we went along basically. So one of the lessons I learned was if you go put your name down for the deployment list, make sure you pack your case. We'll contact it on the evening, about 7 or 8 o'clock. You're going down there, and then we'll fly it the next morning. So if you're ever on deployment for any staff or anything like that, make sure you get your bags back. It's a little bit of a panic. Like Sharon says, we moved into the council buildings. It's a brand new council building. It's got 3 floors. Down the bottom is a museum, wonderful museum. So if you're ever passing through Kaikoura, pop in there and have a look. But the offices are on the top of the building, so all brand new. We made a complete mess of the kitchen floor when we left, but old coffee stains all over it. So interesting place. Another hardest, one of the hardest things to get used to is the boiled water thing. You don't realise how much you use water until you're not allowed to use it. So you can't obviously clean your teeth because you could be contaminated. So everything was all bottled water. They restricted the showers as well. You're supposed to only have a shower every 2 days. But Kaikoura would be one of the hottest days. On one day it got up to 29, so some of the staff was you need a shower every day. So but the showers were short, basically. But yeah, great place. One of the hardest things I found to believe is some of the areas of Kaikoura have actually lifted. We were told that some areas have lifted 2 meters, and some of the land around the coastal was underwater before the earthquake, and now it's exposed. So it's an interesting place again. Like Sharon says, we had some issues with helicopters and trying to get out of Kaikoura. We were supposed to fly out on day on Friday, but we were hemmed in by the weather. The next day we got to the airport. It was late at night, 7 o'clock. We're not going to catch our flight, so we go back to the EOC and catch a flight the next day. So another lesson learned is don't fret over the small things. Basically, you got to get out there eventually. But yeah, it's Kaikoura, as you know, is isolated. There's no roads in or no roads out. The only way into Kaikoura was through the inland road, which the army supervised every day all by helicopter. So they should have been told the road to Christchurch should probably be cleared out online by 2 weeks' time.
Yep, so Kevin Duffy's my name, Border Control Manager. So my role was quite different. I was contacted over a few days to see if I was ready to go down and help the Tirau District Council. And I wasn't 100% what I was actually going to be until I got there, but off I went. Got there got the email, a few phone calls on Sunday, early, very early Monday morning, just for the week, with the teacher coming home Friday night. And my job was strictly to relieve the existing building control manager who had been working, doing initial and needed to have some time off. So yeah, it was quite a privilege to be able to go and place it, because he's also our institute president. So yeah, and I know him personally, he's a great guy. So what we were doing was, he stayed with me with the Monday, one of the staff members, and it was bedlam basically. So they had those boxes there going out, we were organising, and all the placarding, I think's in the next photo. But, so what we were doing was sending out teams, that's all the placarding, your white, your yellow, which is your limited access, then your red, which is the no entry sort of stuff, and looking at every property or building within the district. We managed to complete them all on the, we think we did the last couple, apart from rats and mice on the Friday, so it was really cool. We had the strongest, which was only a very small response compared to Christchurch, Canterbury Beach response there. We only had 13 teams each day, or 2 at the most, going out. But they were going, so Urunuri is quite an interesting district, so it was quite south. But we were reaching right up into inland Kaikoura Road, getting to places where even the Kaikoura guys couldn't get through because of slip and all the rest, and YL and Fairley's names on the TV. I don't know what so I did have a lovely shower every night, and yeah, it was looked after. So that was, and they were very appreciative. Very people, they're a neat crowd. There was the same size as our council, same computer system, so it was perfect. I could just jump straight in and run with it, and picked up the system, and yeah, it worked really, really, really well. So it was good to be able to say from the South Island, I suppose, and that you were here to assist us. We're a small council, of course, from Central North Island, and yeah, meet some interesting characters. Their building was also under construction at the time. They were removing asbestos from the front half, so they were already in Bedlam when the earthquake hit, because they were already crammed into the back half. And yeah, this got worse and worse. But people manage and they keep by. And it was great, and again, we appreciate the opportunity to go and assist.
So I'll just, it's fantastic report, as it gives you a buzz that we could help. But we just got 2 or 3 minutes for a little bit of dialogue. If anyone wants to ask any questions on Mr. Holtz, yes?
Yeah, through you, Mr. Chair. Thank you. Look, I just want to recognise these 3 guys. At the end of the day, I think there was an element of selfishness around wanting them to go because we only get a hell of a lot out of them, which I think is good for us as well. But, you know, the fact that the 3 of them all ended up in pretty much leadership type roles, I think is a reflection on the calibre of the individuals and what we do, which is brilliant. So, you know, we're working 16-hour days at times, which is a huge commitment. I know we've had a lot of emails through from Kaikoura and Urunuri thanking us for, and thanking councils generally for the support they've received, because, you know, at the end of the day they are small councils, and I think it's great that New Zealand, you know, rallies together. Interestingly enough, just having come back from university in Wellington, which council has before, thank you, we did a case study around Sarah and the Canterbury earthquakes. Something that came out of that discussion was that Christchurch never called for help from the other council at the time. You know, Stuart was sitting right next door to them. Weren't able to provide people in to help in that response. So we're really left to their own devices in both ways. And again, I think this just demonstrates that collaboration, the opportunity that these sorts of things present, even though it is a pretty troubled time. We do that together, we work well together.
Thank you, Councillor Lee.
Yeah, I'd just like to pass on the thanks to 3 years for going down. At the Civil Defence Emergency Management meeting the other week, there was a proposal put forward that those people that actually go down to help at the Tokoroa event are recognised, so you will be getting some sort of service medal for your service there, which I thought was pretty cool. So yeah, that was agreed unanimously by the committee anyway. So yeah, thanks.
Thank you, Councillor Shorter.
Could I just ask Mr. Duffy, when you went down there, what houses where the damage was most? Were they built out of wood, out of brick?
Yes, yeah, good question. So out of the 3,600, I think they fared quite well compared to what I saw when I went to Christchurch. The majority were far and away fine to occupy still, white. Just throwing numbers around, I think they ended up with around out of 3,600, something like 300 yellow, which is still parts that I've got occupied. And then the vicinity of somewhere around 70 odd red, so it wasn't too bad. shedding cladding, facings, but they did what they designed to do, which is reserve rights initially.
Okay, now the houses which sustain the most damage, were they brick, were they wood, were they...
Timber, the ones I saw, did quite well.
Yeah.
The other ones, brick, it's just the cladding, a fascia, so it just throws it off a bit easily.
Okay.
So, yeah. The integrity is still in and that was a good question before. I'll comment, Councillor Lee, about the criteria of the new building standard after the earthquake. So, the standard, New Zealand, to withstand a moderate earthquake. So, it did what it's supposed to do. When does it not become moderate and severe? Total collapse?
And different areas were affected different ways because of the land that they were on. And Tokoroa we had a lot less reefs, I think it was only around 20 -ish.
Yeah, not I mean, yeah.
And most of those were chimneys as well, or movement on the concrete pad. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Look, the supermarket, if you will look at where we stay at with regular sticker, only a lot of the front of the building at the hardware store, what's that, Mike, 10 buildings? The front of that building completely fell off the front of the building.
And that was a new building.
Yeah. The front of the building fell off.
So we have all this new legislation coming into place 1st of July next year. This has been reported slowly and surely over the past 12 months maybe. Ministry of Public Innovation and Employment is continuing to educate us on what we need to do to get that in place. So,
Mr. Hobbs, and then
I was just going to say that this is sort of related, but not quite. Again, being in Wellington last week, and we had the Chief Resilience Officer come to us to present from the City Council. And something that came out, and this quote was pretty plain, this comments. The buildings in Wellington are designed to protect the people in the buildings in Wellington. You know, the earthquake standards protect the people in the buildings. They don't protect the people outside of the buildings. And a lot of those buildings are designed to shed outer layers and things in earthquakes. So I guess the lesson for me was if you're walking around Wellington in an earthquake, get inside rather than sit outside.
Just very quickly, I commend the staff, Mr. Chairman, for the work they did. I was on the 6th floor, which if you understand in Wellington, the 5th and 6th floor of any building is the worst to be in, of the Ridges Hotel when the earthquake struck. Wellington is probably more severely damaged than Tokoroa is, to give you an indication. All the press has gone to Tokoroa, but Wellington was quite bad. It hit at 2 minutes past 12. I actually got thrown out of bed. That's how severe it was. It went for 90 seconds in Wellington. The plasterboard broke and came down in my room, and so I thought, well, I better go and do something. So I held on to the frame around the bathroom door, and that's why I couldn't stand up, and I held on to that. And kind of a funny story is as I checked out, a couple of days later they said anything from the minibar. And I said at 3 minutes past 12, the minibar actually came past me while I was practicing my yoga movements in the doorway of the toilet, and went down the corridor. So if someone's had something from it, it ain't me. But the Ridges, for example, is 100% compliant, and these guys will see it. And I was with the engineer for a few days there. The building moved, the top of the building moved through an arc of 3.3 metres through the earthquake. I asked them, well, what's failure? And it was 6 metres. It was failure for a 17-storey building to move through the arc. They've still lost everything above the 12th floor. It won't be available for another 3 months. The building survived, the skeleton was good, like all these guys, but the plasterboard in most buildings is all broken in Wellington. There's 600 lifts. They reckon it will take them nearly between 3 to 6 months to repair the lifts. The building I work in next door is the Deloitte building. They've all moved out and all businesses are closed. They're pulling down a number of buildings in Wellington now. There's not only one on Molesworth Street, but some car parks and other things. So, having gone through the earthquake, I did some really dumb things. I thought, well, the earthquake's finished, so I went into the hallway, pressed the button on the lift, went down on the lift, and you're in shock. I got downstairs and the lift next door to me, and it came a drift from the 17th floor, and the weights had come off, and the lift was at the bottom. The weights had gone right through the lift, right through the floor of the lift, this is the ridges, and right through, and broken concrete that far into the ground. When I did go into the entryway, it was like going into a triage centre. There was bleeding, needing quite severe first aid, and this is the Ridges Hotel in Wellington. That was one group over there getting first aid. The next group were in absolute shock. Some of them couldn't move, and they were kind of rigid on the spot. And then there was a group of us, most of them men, I have to say. The booze was free, so we were sitting at the bar. So to go through an earthquake, and then I did another dumb thing, because you are in shock after doing that. I actually went out on the street to have a look, and the 6.5 hit while I was out there, and I watched the buildings, and the buildings started to move together because they were long rumbles, and then because of the height of the building, they got out of sync, and they started to whack together, and all the fronts were coming off the buildings. And if you go to Wellington now, when the buildings are built close together, you'll see all the frontages is gone off the building, and that was cascading down and taking out all the awnings of the shops in that in Wellington. Featherston Street was closed for a week. So Wellington, it was an extremely large earthquake, and I commend these guys going into it, having gone through the earthquake and the aftershocks. It's not a pleasant experience. It takes some guts to do it.
Right, thank you, Mr. Snowden. So we're just about done with this, but one more thing, Councillor Cook,
Yeah, credit to the workers that have gone with it on a personal level, but also to our council. But just as a sideline, do our departments here just carry on as usual? They can do without these workers here and so on, or is there delays caused for it? I'm not saying it's a problem, I'm just asking you.
I'd say it's something more pressure. I mean, one of the conversations I had with Mr. Robinson was, if we do the staff go, what are the impacts of that? And generally, these guys are in a position where they can they help manage their workload. So, it does have an impact. So I think the learning's out of the fun.
So that's been fantastic. Can I just perhaps move from the chair, notwithstanding what Councillor Lee has said about recognition for our 3 staff, but formally to minute on behalf of Council our gratitude for the excellent effort and sacrifice away from home and family that you have done on Council's behalf. You put us in a good light. I'd move a motion to that effect. The ladies will have moved. Can I have a seconder for that? All those in favour will say aye. Thank you very much, and we'll just show our appreciation in the usual way. So thank you so much, Mrs. Robinson and your team, for enlightening us on that, and top effort.
Mr. Chair, if I may indulge you to supplement, having been told Mr. Snellgrove's story after the earthquake, I went down to London and last week to university. I was booked into Regis. When I checked in, they said you're on the 11th floor. I said thank you very much.
So we'll just have a presentation now on the civil defence presentation for new councillors, but old ones too will no doubt be interested to see it and remind ourselves. And it's a good reminder, isn't it? We haven't had an earthquake of real significance in this district, but you just never know. So we have a key function here in civil defence, and I look forward to the presentation.